Hey everyone, it's John Beattie from MassLive. We're at the Big E on day 7. Today we're checking out the Mac Melt at the Granville Country Store. It is located outside the Better Living Center, and we're gonna go check it out now and talk to Jim. Here it is. We're also right across from the V1 Vodka Martini Bar and right near the main entrance. It's a very easy find right here. There's the Better Living Center. Alright, let's see if John's ready for us.
Wow.
Say hi to MassLive.
Hi. Thank you. Turn number's 11. I'm going to pick up right at this window. Okay. Thank you. Look at him. I'm not. It's one of our toppings. Jalapenos.
MassLive. Welcome to the Granville Country Store, MassLive.
Hey John.
I got some stories to tell you. Some history. I got some history to tell you.
Great. Why don't you start off with the history of the Mac Melt then?
The Mac Melt came because we perfected the grilled cheese. We perfected macaroni and cheese. So why not combine them? Boom, you got a beautiful sandwich, creamy, grilled to perfection. Every bite is nice and soft and chewy. It's excellent. It's a nice product. Yeah.
Great. When did you start serving it here?
About 3 years ago.
Okay.
Well, the first year was our first run in the Better Living building. They wanted us to come up with something a little unique. So we said, oh, let's try the Mac Melt. And my wife and I tried it at the store a couple times. And we said, oh, we're going to run with it. And it took off like a bullet.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you were to guess, how many do you sell a day?
About close to 1,000.
That's incredible.
Close to 1,000, yeah. Yesterday was over 1,000.
Great. Now, for the viewers that don't know about the store, why don't you give us a history about the store and how you started and when you started coming to the Big E too?
Well, the store was opened in 1851. My wife and I, Tracy, are the 5th owners. There was only 5 owners, and then Gibbons was the first owner. That's why we named the sandwich here at the Big E after him. That's why we come up with the Gibbons. He's the one that opened the store. We have celery-aged cheese. Doing the same way since 1851. We just took it. My wife and I just took it a step ahead. You know, and then we put a kitchen in the store and started expanding our horizon. We started off making the mac and cheese and the grilled cheese in the Better Living building about 15 years ago. We were in there for I think 6-7 years, and then we moved over here to the a little bigger space over here to the Better Living building, and pretty much now we moved out to a trailer with the big boys. So here we are. Yeah.
Cool.
It's been great. It's been a great adventure. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah, it's quickly become a staple here at the Big E. A couple years ago, we had Nick O'Malley do a review on it as part of the People's Choice Award winner. Nick gave it a great review, obviously, but we kind of want to see how you put it together, how you make it, and
Absolutely.
if we could come inside and take a look.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right in.
You got it.
I was trying to.
We're making a couple right now for a couple guests.
Great.
All right. They want one on wheat and one on white. This is our celery-aged cheddar cheese, which I use sharp. This cheese right here is about 4 years old, and this really gives it that tangy little bite. Then we put a piece of American to give it a little extra creaminess.
Okay.
Then you hit it off with a nice big scoop of mac and cheese, which isn't perfectly proportioned. We just eyeball it. You know, it's a nice sandwich. Everybody's getting a beautiful sandwich. And when we sit there, you open face it. Best way to make a grilled cheese is open face. Boom, you put it together. You know, I could do 20 here, and my wife does. I got to give my wife a little smaller grill, of course, but.
So on a busy night, this thing's covered.
Oh yeah, I'll have 30 slips. What I do is I just build them. I put them all out. They all start with the same ingredients, so I build them. Melt them and build them. Same thing here. Melt them and build them. Boom. Then you go back and put the toppings on to the cheese. Once you add something cold, it takes a little while for the cheese to melt. So then you go back and add your cold toppings, your pickles, your jalapenos.
Anything special about the mac and cheese? What cheese you using?
The mac and cheese is our cheddar. We first we put a little American, some cream, and some butter. We make a beautiful roux. Then the thing about the Mac melts And the mac and cheese is, you're baking it, you're boiling it, don't want to overcook it. You know, occasionally we tend to lose 1 or 2 batches, but you know, you want to keep it, you know, nice and firm, you know, because it's going through a lot of cooking stages, you know. Just let them grill to perfection, nice golden brown. The key to cutting it, don't go all the way through, because you smash it, go halfway. It's a little extra step, but then you get a nice clean cut, you know. And that's the mac melt. That's a beautiful sandwich.
Great.
Right there.
Can you tell us a little bit more about this cheese?
We get the cheese in out of New York State. The same way it's been, Mr. Gibbons farmed it out. He wanted a local farmer. At that time, he couldn't find one, so he went up to New York State and sourced it out, came up with the recipe, and it's pretty much history. We get it from the same family, different generations. We buy half a truckload. We sit on cheese for sometimes up to 5 years. I don't like to sit on it that long because, you know, after 4 or 5 years, it really starts to all your oils are coming out of it. It's a great adventure. You know, cheese is it's like kind of, I don't want to sound weird, but it's like raising a kid. It's coming in 6 months old, you know, to like a really creamy block. Then it's leaving firmer, better texture, salt crystals in there. It's excellent, you know. We do a lot of wholesale. I do a lot of wholesale too, to Big Y's. I do all wholesale in Big Y. It's
All right, now we've got a little break. Why don't you tell us a little about some of the other items you guys have here?
Well, you know, obviously we have the mac and cheese. We have the basic grilled cheese for the kids. A lot of kids come in looking for, you know, their parents are looking for a nice, easy food for them that they like. So we do a nice just plain grilled cheese for them. Or you can build your own. We have, you know, guacamole, jalapenos, you know, artichokes, olives, you know, pretty much any topping you want. I've seen sandwiches here. Some people just put everything on them, you know, bacon. We really, I don't do anything else but grilled cheese and macaroni and cheese. Really, that's my staple no matter where I take this trailer. So I don't do any hamburgers or hot dogs or anything like that. We kind of really focus on what we're good at, and that's with our cheese. We really push the cheese, you know, to another level. We kind of just took it and really run with it. That's really what we offer here at the Big E. We just offer different varieties of grilled cheese, mac and cheese. Mac and cheese you can build it the same way. You can put any kind of topping on it. I saute them up, throw them on there. You got a nice bowl. Bacon, jalapenos. We got the works. You know.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. We got about 50 viewers watching right now, so why don't we expand the video a little bit? That looks like some nice bread. It's like run of the mill.
This is another thing we sourced out. Look at that, how thick that bread is. That's a beautiful. That's a country white bread. Most people make grilled cheeses. They're worried about them melting. This bread works excellent. You know, you go anywhere else, you're going to get a thin, kind of a sleazy piece of bread. This is a nice, hearty piece of bread, and that's what it's about. The bread really is one of the main key factors of making a nice sandwich. You know, the wheat is a honey wheat. You know, this tends to darken a little faster than the white. It doesn't look as pretty as the white bread, but it tastes beautiful. You know what I mean? Because it grills a little faster, and you got to kind of watch the way you melt it. You know? And we use whipped butter. You don't want to use margarine. I should really use clarified butter, but I just don't have the meat. But whipped butter is the second best. You know what
I mean? Why don't you show us some of the extra ingredients you were just talking about?
We got sun-dried tomatoes, which are, we use boar's head, we use chipotle, we use fine quality stuff, you know. Jalapenos, we make a nice fresh spinach dip for the spinach and artichoke melt. We got BG pickles, nice crumble feta, we slice our own tomatoes, use bacon crumbles, mac and cheese. There's a nice, look at a nice creamy texture in that, you know, yeah. And that most people, when it sits like this, it'll dry up. So you really got to add an extra lot of that room. It costs you, and it's a lot of labor, you know. It's a great product.
so we're going to let you get back to work. Thanks for hosting us. That was great.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me.